What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today, this is my immediate reaction to UFC Fight Night, Nashville, Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. Not really that good of a card. There was some entertaining fights here and there, but for the most part, pretty underwhelming. Let's get into this. We'll talk about the main event first. Early stoppage. I don't know what else. Like, I don't really like. Bro, I hate to be Dominic Cruz, but he was getting up. He was getting up. Oh, come on, bro. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to get on here and be like, dude, Derek Lewis, man. Oh my god, the way he fucking landed that fluke overhand left, bro. Dude, Derek Lewis just gets away with a clear early stoppage. Teixeira did get dropped with a big left hook after hurting Derek Lewis with the jab. But he's literally gets up, and I'm not saying he was getting up. He got up to his feet, and then Herzog stopped it. So I don't really, I know he went down, but he ate some ground and pound shots, but he stood up completely to 2 feet, turned around to throw an elbow, and then had a conversation with Herzog about the stoppage. No one's going to complain about it unless you picked Teixeira and you lost all your money. But I just have to say it like it is. That was an early stoppage. That's a nothing fight. Pretty confused as to why this was the main event if that's the outcome of it. You'd feel like in a main event you'd want to let the guy go a little bit, and hey, I would have no problem with that whatsoever if Derek Lewis followed up and just slept Teixeira out cold, like folded him up. That would have been a great ending to this card. But don't stop this blob main event in 30 seconds with a fucking early stoppage, Jason Herzog. Thank you, bro. I'm sorry, but I have to say it like it is. If you stand up to 2 feet and you turn around and you're in the main event of a fight, you should not be like, oh, why is it over? I understand that he got dropped, but it's heavyweight. Maybe I'm just mad that I picked Teixeira, but to me, that was just a waste of a main event, ending it like that with a fucking standing up against the fence. What happened is at the end of it, TKO for Derek Lewis. Because against Nascimento, drops him, follows up, boom, boom, boom. Then he goes out, then they stop it, right? Where is that for this main event? The final fight of the fucking evening. We're going to end it with an early stoppage where the guy gets back up to 2 feet off the ground and pound. So, listen, there's not really much to talk about in this main event. I'm sure, what am I actually supposed to say about this shit, dude? Derek Lewis is so fucking good, man. This fucking blob, Derek Lewis, just bombs an overhand. The ref just steps in and stops it because he wants the crowd to be cheering. And now Derek Lewis is talking about getting a fucking title shot. So this is the world that we live in. Teixeira, I mean, if he won, it wouldn't have been much better anyways. We would have had this guy translated for 20 minutes talking about him fighting for a belt. So either way, I think this is one of probably the most inconsequential, pointless, nothing main events of the year. Like, genuinely, there's been WMMA main events with a little bit more importance in them, in my opinion. It's not even a good finish. Like, I wouldn't even be that mad if it was an actual finish, but it was just bullshit, in my opinion, that stoppage. So maybe a bit rare for me on the channel to kind of get on a video and just say, bro, this was dog shit. But this card and this main event was just not good. Like, it's just a waste of time. And I wish there was actually a finish in this main event. There was a knockdown, but I don't think there was actually a knockout. But it is what it is. It goes into the books as a TKO for Derek Lewis. And I don't know what they even do with this guy. I think Teixeira, you can kind of fight whoever you want because you have one win in the UFC and you're ranked. So you could fight literally Shamil Gaziev. You could fight fucking Volta Walker. You could fight Kennedy and Zechiku. Like, you can literally fight whoever you want. And you're 2 fights away from a title elimination bout. As for Derek Lewis, maybe a Blades rematch. Like, I don't actually know what you're supposed to do with Derek Lewis. Like, that, he has fought and lost to everyone big name ranked above him except for Curtis Blades, basically, and Marcin Tybura. So I don't know what they do with Derek Lewis, but yeah, he gets the win here by quote-unquote TKO, okay? Co-main event, this was annoying as well. Gabriel Bonfim, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, they have a great fight. It ends via split decision with Gabriel Bonfim getting the win. It's pretty disappointing that the judges were really I don't know. I think you could give this fight to Wonderboy based on damage. I can see an argument for Bonfim, honestly. Like, I know people are going to just say it was a robbery, but Wonderboy had one good shot in the third round. Bonfim did get some nice takedowns, did control him up against the fence for a majority of that last bit of the third round, like at least like 2 minutes, getting takedowns. Wonderboy gets back up, keeping him there against the fence, controlling him, landing knees. And again, that's something to score as opposed to Wonderboy having one head kick, but otherwise kind of being on the back foot and getting out grappled. So before that, in round 1 and 2, it was very competitive. I gave the first round to Bonfim, I gave the second round to Wonderboy, and it was very entertaining. Like early on, it was just Bonfim using calf kicks at range, dropped down to a really nicely timed level change, got to the hips, got a takedown, whipped around to the back, picked up Wonderboy twice and dumped him, got some control from the back. He did threaten a submission in the first round. It was like a face crank, but Wonderboy got up by just posting up on his legs. He kind of gave him a little bit of a jolt so Bonfim would fall off the top, and it was a pretty good round. When they got back up to the feet, like Bonfim landed a nice check hook that seemed to rock Wonderboy a little bit. I thought he won the first round with that, and with the calf kicks and the grappling. Round 2, great round. Great round. And it made it look like this was going to be a really good fight going into that third round. Bonfim got a takedown. He tried to control Wonderboy again. But out in the open, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, especially if you wrestle a single leg, he's really hard to take down. He did a great job of stuffing Bonfim's head into the mat, getting out of positions where he could have been pinned down and maybe, forced into a second or third takedown attempt to defend that maybe could have, led to him getting controlled longer. He did a great job of just breaking away. And out in the open, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, these fucking body kicks, dude. I swear he never throws them enough, but every time he throws them, he hurts people. He was throwing these huge body kicks, and then he whipped one up top and rocked Bonfim pretty badly, had him wobbled. It kind of reminded me of the Luque fight where he was getting backed up near the fence, but then out in the open, he would land these big kicks and really rock Bonfim. Bonfim did a good job in the second round. He landed some nice straight right hands that backed up Wonderboy, but I thought it was 1-1 going into the third, and scoring this fight really does come down to the third round. Wonderboy, again, I do think he rocked Bonfim at some point in the third round with that head kick, but Bonfim was kind of ducking down into a takedown, so it looked a lot worse than I think it actually was, because if you rewatch that round, right after the head kick, Bonfim does land a check hook, like a lead hook, straight away right after. And he closed out the fight, like the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, with takedowns, with control against the fence, that people don't like it, but that is something to be scored, as opposed to one big moment in a round, whereas most of the round was Bonfim. So I understand the frustration. I understand giving the fight to Wonderboy based on damage, but it was a very close fight. I don't think you can really say that was a robbery, but I thought it was an entertaining second round. I was a little bit disappointed by how boring the third round was. But yes, Gabriel Bonfim gets the win. He's probably going to be ranked on like right outside the top 15. I think the next fight for Bonfim should be Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland's going to beat D-Rod at UFC 318. And I think that him versus Bonfim would be a pretty sick fight. I'd love to see the grappling exchanges in that one. And I think you're going to deal with someone a little bit more dangerous on the feet. That's going to be like punishing you if you try and shoot bad takedowns, which we saw Bonfim do a couple of times late in this fight to try and get the win. I think Holland versus Bonfim would be a very entertaining matchup between two guys at the bottom of that top 15. And as for Wonderboy, I think he should fight Chris Curtis. I think Wonderboy versus like Chris Curtis, maybe Wonderboy versus D-Rod, Wonderboy versus fucking Michael Chiesa. Let's give Wonderboy a little bit of a step down against a fellow unk in the division. Let him style on him a little bit. I think that's what you should do with both of these guys. But yeah, Bonfim wins by split decision in the co-main event. Featured fight of the night, Calvin Kattar. I mean, dude, what a fucking performance from Calvin Kattar, man. This guy's a fucking superstar, dude. Nobody stands around at range doing nothing but switching stances and just proving that, yeah, I can actually slip most of this guy's punches and make him miss and take some of his best shots and switch stances and do fucking nothing else. Just 2 straight rounds to start off of Calvin Kattar just slipping at range, dude. Just fucking slipping, touching at range, feinting at range. Oh, I might do something. Oh, I might try and fight. But he had nothing for Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia did a good job over 3 rounds. He landed some nice front kicks to the body. His left hand right down the middle. He used a really good, just his reach was so important in this fight. He used it really, really well. Not only did he snipe at range with the reach, like front kicks, left hands down the middle, looking for big hooks that didn't really land, but the kicks were there. He was shutting down the jab of Calvin Kattar, just touching his lead hand constantly, and also using like oblique kicks to shut down the movement of Calvin Kattar. He was dipping his head a little bit. And in the third round, it did pick up a little bit. The first 2 rounds were fucking boring, bro. It was like watching fucking paint dry in the first 2 rounds. I'm just sitting there like waiting for Calvin Kattar to do something, bro. Bro's controller was completely fucking disconnected. I thought he was going to have like an Amin Zahabu comeback in round 3. He did pick up a little bit, but even in the third round, Steve Garcia dropped him with a big left hand. Kattar did do a good job to recover and started fighting a little bit. He made some good reads on the fact that Steve Garcia does dip his head a lot, and he landed some nice knees. He was looking for some uppercuts. He did land some nice right hands down the middle, countering when Steve Garcia was blitzing in, because Garcia does get very wide when he's like blitzing someone trying to hurt them. So we did learn a couple of things about Steve Garcia. I think there are some things there that somebody a bit higher level that's actually going to throw a punch before fucking round 3 may be able to exploit. But good win for Steve Garcia, wins by unanimous decision. His cardio held up decently well at a pretty high output. He had some scrappy moments in the third round with Calvin Kattar when his controller fucking reconnected. But outside of that, this was just Steve Garcia kind of John Jones maxing at range. Just oblique kicks, front kicks, left hands down the middle, you know, winging some big punches, but Calvin Kattar really couldn't get going. He was just switching stances at range, just showing off all the fucking slipping defense drills bro was working on in the lab with Amin Zahabu. No offense, just 100% defense from fucking Calvin Kattar for the first 2 rounds. Pretty bad performance from him, but good performance from Steve Garcia. Better than fucking Yusuf Zalal. So Steve Garcia gets a very good win here in my opinion, and I'd like to see him fight Sean Woodson next. I'd like to see these 2 fucking alien builds go at it, dude. Be kind of like a monsters versus aliens type matchup, in my opinion. So I want to see Steve Garcia versus Sean Woodson. One of these fucking range weight bullies has to go from their win streak or from their run up the top 15. I'd like to see Garcia versus Woodson next, all right, dude? Next, maybe we could do an Area 51 card since we're doing a fucking White House card. I reckon that could be a good headliner, dude. Steve Garcia versus Sean Woodson at Area 51. Frankly, one of these guys, we're gonna send him back to fucking Area 52. What a freak this guy is, Sean Woodson. Let's move on though, man. Let's talk about Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Sherrier. Fight of the night. Great fight, very entertaining. At least there was some good moments on this card. Because Nate Lamwear, Morgan Sherrier, these guys put on a great fight. First round, Morgan Sherrier is landing some very clean calf kicks, doing a lot of damage, causing these fucking bumps and these welts on Nate Lamwear's calf. Nate Lamwear did land some nice combinations, kind of blitzing in. He was landing his right hand down the middle, but Morgan Sherrier, once it started to get a little bit more competitive on the feet, he mixed in some takedowns in the first round, controlled him a little bit. But bro, Nate Landwehr, this guy in the first round, one of the strongest fucking whizzes I've ever seen in my life. Bro got the overhook. Not only did he use the whizzer, just turning over his hip. Bro, he was running Morgan Sherrier's forehead through the fucking mat with this whizzer. It's like the strongest one I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. That shit looked painful, bro. But yeah, Morgan Sherrier, outside of that, he did control Nate Lamwear to finish off the first round. He wins the first round. Second round, Nate Lamwear wins this round. You know, doing a lot better on the feet, pushing the pace, being on the front foot. He's landing clean right hands to start his combinations. He's also finding his jab, which I think did a good job of shutting down Morgan Sherrier's output and put him on the back foot, made him a little bit more defensive, just standing there kind of slipping, waiting to counter. He couldn't find the calf kicks as easily. Nate Lamwear did a really good job in the second round on the front foot. There was also a fucking hilarious moment in the second round where the referee stopped the fight due to a groin shot. I think Morgan Sherrier went for one of his front kicks and it caught Nate Lamwear below the cup. The referee steps in. Nate Lamwear yells at Morgan Sherrier, hypes up the crowd. Then the ref says time back in. Nate Lamwear winds up this punch like he's trying to fucking KO someone in VR and misses by a million miles. He just goes back to fighting like normal. His face just goes back to normal. It was so fucking good. Round 1 and 2, very good, very entertaining. Third round, right away, Morgan Sherrier rocks Nate Lamwear bad up against the fence. Big right hand behind the temple, follows up with some left hooks, and he just kind of like folded him back and forth to get the finish. It reminded me of Cyril Gane. You know when Cyril Gane has someone hurt and he just does these big fucking arm punches? That's what Morgan Sherrier was doing. So very, very nasty finish to the fight for Morgan Sherrier. Great fight, very entertaining. Good win for Sherrier. I'd like to see him fight Jose Delgado at UFC Noche. I think that would be a great card opener for UFC Noche. Sherrier, Delgado, sign me the fuck up, please. But yeah, this was a good fight. This was definitely the fight of the night, man. This was a highlight of the card. Vitor Patrino submitted Austin. I mean, who does that to Austin Lane? This guy's genuinely the first person to submit Austin Lane. So yeah, Vitor Patrino gets the win via rear naked choke late in that first round. He did a good job of just hover maxing. I was gonna say hovering, but just hover maxing, dude. Just pressured him, took him down, passed him out easily. When he couldn't get the head and arm choke, he just postured up, landed some punches. Austin Lane gave up his back. He tried to get out, but Patrino controlled him from the back with 2 hooks in, locked up the rear naked choke, got the tap. Patrino's gonna be interesting at heavyweight, man. I'd like to see him fight like Jonata Deniz, who does have pretty sneaky takedown defense, but he also is a bit of a blob. I think Patrino versus Deniz would be a good fight. Like, Deniz does have solid takedown defense. He has nasty power on the feet. He has good kickboxing. Patrino does have good power in the hands. He's a little bit slower, a little bit chinnier on the feet, but he does have very good grappling. We've seen him use it against Tyson Pedro, you know, the pleasure man. So we'll see how it looks at heavyweight, but he looked pretty composed. He looked pretty dangerous in this fight. Vitor Patrino wins by round 1 submission. And unfortunately, boys, we have lost to Taco Tacos, man. We couldn't do it. We couldn't beat Taco Taco. This fight fucking sucked, bro. This fight this fight sums up this card, bro. Where it's like almost, something good might happen. No, never mind. It's just back to just a blob, mid NPC slop from the UFC. You know what I mean? Like early on, Justin Taffer gets taken down, or Junior Taffer gets taken down. And this is the level of fight that this was. I genuinely celebrate. I got hyped when this dude got up from a takedown. I was like, oh shit, he just got up from a takedown. Oh my God, he defended a takedown. There was this moment in the first round as well where Junior Taffer, he tries to threaten a ninja choke, but it's like his body just like he actually looked like he had good technique on it. It got under the neck. He started kind of thinking about locking it up. I'm like, holy fuck, no way, Junior Taffer by sub. It's like his body just rejects any sort of grappling. So he just lets go of it and gets taken down again and gets his back taken. He did reverse position at the end of the first round. He landed some big ground and pound, biggest moment of the fucking fight. And then in the second round, immediately rocks Tuco Tacos. Don't worry, we did get to see the Tuco Tacos head shake. I was excited. I was popping for this as well. I was like, yo, he fucking did the head shake. And then he got dropped badly by Junior Taffer. Taffer has him fucking wobbled, and he's like, what should I do? I think I'm going to back up to the fence, get taken down, and get submitted with a fucking head and arm choke late in the second round. This was a terrible fight. This was just one of the lowest level UFC fights I've ever seen. This was on the main card of a fucking fight night, by the way. This is on the main card. We can't get Jake Matthews or Mike Davis or fucking Volta Walker on the main card. We've got to get Junior Tafo versus Tuco Tacos, and Taco Tacos wins this fight by round 2 submission. Somebody get this man a title shot immediately. Congratulations, Tuco Tacos, brother. We love you, dude. All right. Prelims, Chris Curtis won the Unction. He won the Unk WrestleMania main event by split decision. Not really that much to talk about. It's Chris Curtis. Who knows? He's probably going to lose the next one. Jake Bloody Matthews locks up a fucking standing rear naked. Jake Matthews is on a fucking run, mate. All right, I never doubted this guy for a second, bro. I was telling all the boys at the pub, Jake Bloody Matthews, mate, when this guy gets on your back, I've trained with this guy before down at fucking Sam Greco's gym. This guy locks up that bloody rear naked choke. You're in trouble. Jake Matthews wins via standing rear naked choke. Great victory, especially beating someone dangerous like Chidi Njokuani. This is a guy that's hurt like RoboCop at middleweight. He was on a good win streak at welterweight. Very, very impressive victory. I know Chidi Njokuani missed weight. But still, this is a dangerous, big, scary striker with a solid clinch game, and Jake Matthews goes out there and smokes him inside 1 round. I think Jake Matthews deserves to be in a big spot on that UFC Perth card. I'd like to see him fight maybe Neil Magny, somebody like that, you know. Maybe if we're pushing it, we get Jake Matthews versus Wonderboy. But yeah, Jake Matthews deserves someone like that, like a high-ranking old head, you know, a chance for this guy to enter that top 15 against some of these younger guys that are coming up. Yeah, very, very good victory for Jake Matthews. He was a highlight of this card for sure. So was Volta the Blob Walker. Bro, I'm actually a part of the Volta Walker hype train now, dude. Volta Walker may be the next superstar at heavyweight. This guy's got it all, bro. He's got the DDP striking. He's got the fucking Dagestani wrestling. He's got the Mikey Musumeci leg locks, except he's actually exciting. He's actually got testosterone in his body, unlike fucking Mikey Musumeci. This guy rips another heel hook. Are you fucking serious? This guy literally just goes out there, yeah, heel hook, FN. Boom. Green. Can't miss it. Cannot miss it. He's going to do this to everybody. And I'm just saying Tom Aspinall's only real loss is via heel hook. I'm just saying. I don't want to be the guy to say it, but I'm just saying, is that or is that not true? Is Tom Aspinall's only loss not by submission? Please tell me in the comments below, because I think it is. And I think Volta Walker may be the guy to beat Tom Aspinall. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing when Volta Walker fucking heel hooks Tom Aspinall in 1 round? Hey, I want to fight with Shamir the Blob. Volta Walker's coming for fucking everybody, dude. So shout out to Volta Walker. Great win against a pretty highly rated up-and-comer heavyweight. Like, Kennedy Nzechukwu, he is a little bit of a blob, but he's dangerous on the feet. He has some good moments at light heavyweight. He beat Carlos Olberg. He was looking good at heavyweight. This is a solid win. And I think that Volta Walker does deserve to fight a big ranked name, whether it's Marcin Tybura or Sergey Spivak. You know, either of those guys. Sergey Spivak, Marcin Tybura. Whoever it is, mate, I think Volta Walker versus them would be a bloody amazing fight, you know? That's what I think. I think Volta Walker definitely deserves to get a bit of a rocket ship strapped to him at heavyweight. We got to have something entertaining in this division. And I think Volta Walker is that thing. I just gave a Sean O'Malley glazed speech about Volta Walker. What is my life becoming? Yeah, Mike Davis had a pretty nasty round 2 knockout. Shout out to him. Fatima Klein won by TKO as well. All in all, like I said, this card was pretty disappointing. That main event really did disappoint me because, again, if you're gonna finish a card with a heavyweight main event, we expect a fucking knockout. We expect an actual finish, not a knockdown and then you call it. We expect actual blobs to be sent to the fucking Shadow Realm. And I think some of these other fights had a chance to deliver, but really under-delivered. Nate Lamwear, Morgan Sherrier was definitely fight of the night. All in all, not too bad. Like, I went fucking 7-5 on predictions, bro. Fuck you, Teixeira. Genuinely, fuck you. Calvin Kada, fuck you as well, bro. Just switching stances at range. Thanks, mate. You just ruined my fucking parlay. But yeah, all in all, this was like a 3 out of 10 card. There was like 2 good fights. Couple of nice submissions on the prelims. I'm excited to just move on from this to the banger that is UFC 318. I mean, I cannot wait to watch a Dan Ige co-main event in 2025. But these are my thoughts on UFC Nashville. I'm a little bit disappointed and annoyed by this card. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you guys drop a like if you're enjoying the videos. Subscribe to the channel as well. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. And I will see you guys in the next couple of videos. We'll be talking about 318. I'll see you guys in those videos, man. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.